We came here to destroy Ivan's money, so that is true. Call the cops. Heavy footsteps dart from behind a large pile of boxes. I feel the hairs on my back, my arms stand up as Jen and Sarah's eyes go wide. Someone is right behind me. No. Oh shoot. Grace hands out. Great hand shoots out, grabbing my wrist and yanking me towards him. Oh, she had that. What she had? Oh! Oh shit, that was ice. Oh shit. He said, I got you, girl. Don't worry about me. Alright, what's good, y'all? You know what I'm saying? It's Butterfly Mac and we back. Yeah. So, uh gonna be doing not gonna lie, we put an all nighter. I'm trying to get this done. Like, not gonna lie, the story should have been in. I didn't know there was this additional stuff. Like, as soon as they got together and told both their secrets, we should have been done. But they keep adding to it. So we gonna see what that's about. If you missed, you know what I'm saying? I did 20 through 23. Go ahead, go back on that past live stream. You know what I'm saying? Watch that before you get over here. We're gonna be up anyway, so you can get that done and come back. You know what I'm saying? But recap. What's recap for 23? 23, we were calling somebody we was supposed to be working with, and they said, "Nah, we ain't gonna work with you tomorrow." We're like, the fuck happened? This motherfucker said some random person came up to them. Man, we already know who that is. Ivan bitch ass. And said, basically, bitch, you told him about how I was a gang leader. So he being a bitch still. So that was the recap, I believe. And we're gonna get it started. Like and subscribe. And I fucked it up already. Like and subscribe if you know what I'm saying. Enjoy the content. You know, let me know a little something. You know what I'm saying? They take money from me every time. 2,000. Alright. It doesn't take long at all for Gray to find a new place for his gambling ring. Before I know it, moving day arrives. Not wanting Ivan around and happy to spend time with Gray, I offer to help him and Jed with their stuff. Sarah comes to help as well, though she lets out an exaggerated groan as she stands around the door to the basement, alongside Jed and I, waiting for Gray to unlock it. Don't you wish we could skip ahead to the part where we're done moving and can go out to eat? Gray smirks as he swings the door open. Does that have anything to do with the fact that I'll be paying? Perhaps, Sarah chirps. As she starts down the stairs, Jed follows behind her. Thanks in advance, Jed says to Gray as he passes by. Oh, shut up, Gray calls out after him. You help run this business. I shouldn't even include you. Well, I, for one, am happy to be giving help instead of accepting it for once, I say. I take this moment to cozy up to Gray before we have to venture downstairs and rejoin our friends. Even without you bribing me with food, I'd want to do this sport with you. Oh, I can think of plenty of things I prefer you to do with me instead. Ray wraps his arms loosely around my waist, tugging me to him. Maybe we should put that imagination to the test then. I shoot back. I can't help but smile as I see my teasing start to affect Gray's expression. You better head downstairs before I carry you up instead. Go ahead. His voice is a low growl. And what would you do to help me up there? What would you do to me up there? I asked. I innocently as I can manage. I break out into giggles when he simply sighs in exasperation. Your trouble, Gray says with a shake of his head. And you love it. He can't argue with me there. The two of us join Sarah and Jed, already packing poker chips and wrapping liquor bottles up to keep them from breaking. Ray freezes as he sees Sarah handling the items directly connected to his illegal gambling ring. Sarah brushes off his obvious concern when she catches him staring.
Eh.
Jed told me about what you guys were actually up to down here. Can't say I'm too happy with the fact you put Amy and Simon in danger, but I'm glad you're leaving now. Gray's focus moves to Jed, who is equally dismissive of Gray's unspoken
Hmm.
accusation. Well, you brought my son down here once, so I figured it would be alright if I told
Huh.
Sarah. My son's old. She owns the building, Gray
Hmm.
argues. Sarah is her best friend, and my girlfriend just says standing his
Hmm.
ground. Why would she do anything to jeopardize people she cares about? I don't want to keep things from her if I don't have to. While Gray struggles to think of a response, Sarah stretches up on her toes to give Jed a kiss. Quite the collection of booze you got racked up before drinking was banned, I point out. No, the large amount of particularly filled glass bottles still left to be packed away, wanting to change the subject. Guessing you guys didn't have the proper permits for this either,
Um.
ITs. That would be a safe guess, he said sheepishly, rubbing the back of his neck. You should make me a drink. Come on, I say coyly. Gray and I start wrapping up the alcohol bottles and packing them away as we
Hmm.
flirt. I'd be happy to. I've actually gotten pretty decent at it after playing bartender on poker night sometimes. Oh, really? I have to put you to the test and verify your skills myself. A sly grin spreads across my face as I seal up a full
Hmm.
box. I'm sure I'll meet your satisfaction, whatever you ask me to do. Gray's voice is lowered to avoid attracting the attention of our friends. He gives me a wink. Confident are we? I ask. Knowing Gray, he's never everything but he's never anything but. It's part of what I find so magnetic about
Huh.
him. What can I say? Gray says with a shrug. I'm good with my hands. Well, I certainly love to see you in action, I say, giving Gray a cheeky
Hmm.
smile. How would you come over to my place after dinner? Oh, yeah, I need to see your place. Let's see what you look like. Your place, I repeat. It dawns on me that I've yet to visit. Yeah, that sounds fun, I say as nonchalantly as I can muster. Though I try to keep my tone even, the idea of being alone with Gray at his apartment sounds positively thrilling.
Ugh.
Get a room, you two, Sarah says with a wink. We're like 10 feet away from you. I don't need a room. I have a whole building. I joke. I look around the basement for a pillow-like object I can lob in her general direction. No, no such luck. I settle for sticking my tongue out at her instead. Now stop eavesdropping or I'll kick you out of it. Okay, we're going over to see this place. Let's see if you know what I'm saying. Now, by the way he dressed and shit, I bet you got like fucking rock posters or a fucking guitar in there. Watch this, bro. The four of us burst through the door to Sammy's famished after packing game equipment, alcohol, and furniture into Gray's car and dropping it off at their new place.
Hmm.
Should I order two burgers or one with a milkshake and large fries? Sarah wonders
Hmm.
out loud. Milkshake and fries, Jed answers. We'll get three burgers and share it all.
Hmm.
That sounds great. That sounds like a great idea. You're the best. Sarah squeals. She and Jed move towards the register to place their joint order. Should we do the same? I asked, turning towards
Hmm.
Gray. If you like. A hint of a smile plays across his lips, making me curious as to what he's thinking about. What's got you feeling
Huh.
so amused? Hanging around Sarah and Jed with you just feels very coupley. He ruffles my hair affectionately with one hand. Is that such a bad thing? I place my hands on my hips in mock
Hmm.
outrage. I wouldn't go that far, he replies. His grin widens as I start to
Yeah.
pout. I'm just not used to it. My previous relationships have had a different kind of dynamic. I can't say I've witnessed this much with my friends either. Jed is the first. Ivan isn't the affectionate type. I joke. I instantly regret bringing him up during a perfectly
Huh.
pleasant outing. Nah, his girls don't stick around long. I can't say I've even met most of them. Ray remarks honestly. Ignoring the sour taste in my mind, I find us all a table and sit down while our food is ordered. Right as we start to dig into our meals, Gray clears his throat.
Huh.
Thanks for helping me out today, everyone, he says.
Mm.
Thanks for the food, Sarah replies. She gives him a thumbs up in between bites. It seems crazy that you guys won't be coming by anymore, I confess. I look pointedly at Gray and Jed as the later? Alright, later reaches for some
Hmm.
fries. Yeah, I'm sorry to leave. I miss coming in and getting to see Sarah occasionally, Jed says. Let's be kind. They ain't do nothing. I miss having you and Gray around, I say sincerely. My nights are going to seem so uneventful now that I'm the sole occupant of my
Hmm.
building. You miss me the most, right? Gray says, winking at me. Does it have to be a competition? I joke. I fiend a sigh when I, he readily nods and responds, then sees the opportunity to tease him. Well, Jed's sewing skills have come in handy quite a bit. The look on Gray's face brings me way too much pleasure. I almost feel guilty.
Oh.
I recall showing you plenty of skills and teaching you a lot of things down in the basement when you expressed interest in my business. Ooh, Gray said, emphasizing certain words subtly. I feel my face heat up as I recall the game of strip poker and Gray and I played, as well as what we did
Mm.
afterwards. Like what? Sarah taking the bait. She sees oblivious to my growing embarrassment. Gray smirks at me before turning to speak to the others.
Hmm.
Remember playing Dragon Den? He asks, innocently running a table with Amia-san and Jed was kind of
Huh.
fun. Jed
Uh.
snorts. I thought you hated being the den master. That session was a complete
Hmm.
catastrophe. Maybe the four of us should play together sometime. I like to see a train wreck in action. Sarah says, her tone light and
Hmm.
happy. Sure, let's have Jed try to be the Den Master next time. Then I can ride off to the sunset with Sarah's character. Ooh, Gray appears to be the only. To, Gray appears to be only half joking. Speaking of riding off, remember the bumper cars at the carnival I asked? I remember that night fondly, at least until Gray and I almost ran into people from my
Mm.
past. That was so fun, Sarah
Huh.
agrees. I remember some of the rides that night were too intense for her, Gray says. He gives me a pat on the head, grinning as I glare at him. That was funny. I could say the same thing about you, I retort, promptly shutting him up.
Hmm.
I like going to the movies all together, Jed offers. And what about the time Amia-san and I followed you two around the city and into a sex shop? That was hilarious. Sarah starts to crack up just thinking about our failed reconception, yeah, whatever, mission. But I can shake my head in shame. That was so embarrassing, I groaned. As the four of us continue to reminisce, I can't help but notice how many of the group's best memories feel tainted for me. In so many ways, I was struggling to keep the truth of my past from Gray, a heavy burden that casted a cloud over what was otherwise a clear sky. Lying to him was such a mistake. I feel bolstered in my resolve to not do so again. After finishing up dinner and parting ways with Sarah and Jed, Gray takes me up to his apartment for the first time.
Huh.
Okay. Not too bad for a criminal, you must admit, Gray teases as we walk in. His one bedroom apartment is one of the pricey areas in the capital territory, and the higher rent is evident is the overall condition and quality of the appliances. It's certainly nicer than what I imagined, I say, impressed by how clean
Huh?
everything looks. And what was that? Some adjacent to a jail cell or a shack of some sort? Great smirk. Nah, I wouldn't go quite that far. Some strange woman's basement, perhaps. I just
Oh.
Well, the arrangement had worked out for me well before. I laughed before I resumed taking stock of his place. Apart from the neatness, Great Place follows the bachelor's pad stereotype closely. It's quite minimalist overall. I don't spot anything without practical purpose. The sparse furnishings he does own are somewhat plain in design. Though the door to his bedroom and bathroom are currently shut, I would expect I would expect these themes to continue throughout the home. Gray takes a seat on the sofa, gesturing for me to do the same.
Ah.
What's on your mind? You got kind of quiet at dinner, he says, looking concerned. I let out a long sigh. Oh, I'm just sad about the happiness we missed out on because of me trying to hide who I was in high school. Everything would have been so much better if I hadn't been so scared, so selfish. Greg takes my hand into his, rubbing his thumb across the back of my
Ah.
hand. I get it. I really do, especially as I got that you felt you couldn't be honest with me. I would have been tempted to do the same thing if I were you. Really? I asked. I feel doubtful. His words go beyond trying to comfort me, though I love if there was at least some truth to them. It sounds so nice for my actions to be understood, accepted
Hmm.
even. Relationships are hard. I don't know anyone who hasn't been ghosted their fair share. I know you didn't always have feelings for me, but I could imagine that as you developed them, you became scared of losing me. His fingers continued to stroke my hand, the comforting feeling in alignment with the warmth of his
Ah.
words. Scared of how I would react to our past if I found out. If I never wanted to speak to you again, it's not like you could just be rid of me. I was renting your
Huh.
basement and known to blast my music on occasions just to be petty. Great jokes. His humor causes my frown to lift somewhat. It's true that at some point all I could think about was that I didn't want to lose you, I admit. I hate that my fear almost brought that into
Hmm.
fruitation. Give me some more credit, Gray says firmly, shaking his head. I wasn't about to walk away. I could see you were really trying then, and how you were making an effort to be better now. You really think so? I say, desperate for
Hmm.
reassurance. Of course. Remember the other night when you told me about calling the police on me as a teenager? That was certainly something I'm sure you were tempted to keep a secret. Yeah, I say slowly. I just I want to try to grow together in our relationship. When maintaining a lie was my main priority, it seemed like that stunted things between us so severely. Think about how things used to be brings on a crease between my
Ah.
brows. Things will be different now. Ray guides me closer, bringing my head at rest to rest against his
Hmm.
shoulder. You can just focus on yourself, street trends, and on spending time with me. You don't have to worry about my poker business affecting you or Ivan hanging around or the gang rivalry. We can be together. He strokes my hair gently as he speaks. But you have to worry about Ivan and your gambling ring, I point out. That's not much
Ah.
better. That's my problem to deal with, he says with finality. His words leave me feeling shut out. I sit up unhappy with the idea of this dynamic in our relationship moving forward. Gray, I know you want to be I know you want me involved as little as possible, but it can feel like you're intentionally keeping things from me, which is exactly what I don't want either of us to do. I'm not uncomfortable being left in the dark. I'm not comfortable with being left in the dark about what's going on between you and him, I insist. Though I plead him to open up to me, Gray grimaces, still appearing reluctant to share.
Huh.
I don't want you to look at me differently. There's a lot from my past I'm not proud of, particularly during the period right after my stunt in juvie. That's okay, I say, reaching out to him. I don't need the details. How about just the big picture? I had trouble finding a job after juvie and getting kicked out of school. No place is really interested in hiring you if you couldn't even finish high school, he says.
Ah.
I was doing less than savory things to get by when I met Ivan again. Nothing violent or anything like that. Still white collar, fraud type stuff. But let's just say you approve of it, much less the
Mm.
poker. Ivan wasn't involved with the same stuff I was, but he came to know about it. He gathered proof of what I was up to behind my back.
Ugh.
Wow. He ain't, well, we been knew he ain't shit. So shit. When I tried to talk to him about leaving you alone and me quitting our poker ring, he brought it to my attention that acting out of line would be to my mm, detriment. Gray's hands ball up into a tight
Ugh.
fist. This could land me in actual jail. I mean,
Hmm.
saying. When I told you I had some personal things to deal with a few weeks ago after Ivan started threatening you in street trends, this was what I was
Hmm.
dealing with. I need to get leverage or some kind of advantage. I want the ability to walk away without needing to watch my back. Mm. I don't want to pry in because my business has already been affected, so we gonna go con and keep it moving. Thank you for telling me all this, I say. I make sure to give Gray a reassuring smile to let him know I still feel the same way about him, that everything is all right between us. We can get past this, no
Yeah.
problem. Is my dark past not scaring you off? Gray raises an eyebrow, and I sense some amount of genuine concern in his otherwise light tone. Nah, it doesn't change much for me. I'm not a fan of illegal activity, but being a gang leader has certainly acquainted me with all types of people and various reasons they do all types of things. I like who you are, Gray. I don't have to like everything you've ever done as long as we have similar goals and values now. I start to speak more hesitantly. That does mean I want to be someone with a legitimate job that isn't surrounded by treacherous people. I know that's what you're working towards, and I want to help you deal with Ivan to achieve it. Gray looks at me intensely, concern and fear written all over his
Uh.
face. He's not someone you should be around, Amusement, and I don't like how he spoke to you at the poker game you sat on it. Sat in on. Promise me you'll let Jed or I know if he shows up at Street Trends again. Oh, most definitely. Y'all be the first ones I call. What the fuck? I shudder at the thought of another unexpected visit. I promise, I say readily. Though I won't hesitate to defend myself or my business after I send word. Ray frowns as I threaten physical
Hmm.
action. I know you're fare pretty well in a fight, but I hope you do whatever you could not let it come to that. You know Ivan plays dirty. You could seriously be hurt. I sighed, wanting to argue, but knowing that self preservation is probably the smartest thing I could do. Worst case, if things got physical, I had a better shot than most. I could manage to flee at the very least. A short moment of silence befalls us. This isn't really what I've imagined my first visit to your place would be like, I say
Oh.
finally. Oh, Ray says. He seems to perk up instantly, his interest clearly piqued.
Hmm.
What did you picture happening? I don't know. My fingertip traces the veins along the inside of Gray's forearm. I'm glad we could have this conversation. I feel closer to you, but I guess in my head, I imagine us getting closer in other ways. Freaky, freaky. You so freaky. I look at Gray through my lashes, inviting him to come
Um.
closer. Like this? Gray cups the inside of my face with his palm before leaning in to kiss me. Yeah, I say, feeling somewhat breathless as his lips leave mine. Definitely the type of thing I had in mind. His mouth crashes against mine, his arms wrapping around me and holding my body against his. I gasp lightly as Gray lowers me back onto the couch suddenly and climbs on top of me, granting, I don't know, granting his stomach access to my own. Wrapping my legs around him as our kisses deepen, I start to moan. Hey, yo, starting to moan as his hands explore my figure. By the time I pull back for air, my entire body feels wholeheartedly in favor of taking things further. Maybe you could show me your bedroom. You gotta be freaking. Grace starts to agree, but then pulls back, turning me, looking as if something just occurred to him. As much as I absolutely love that, don't you have work in the morning? He always be saying that, man. I fuck that work. Hey, nigga, we call out today. I shut it down. Hey, we not open. I got something to do. Yeah. Why? What time is it? I reached down in my pocket and glanced at the clock on my phone. Crap. You went over this man's house and you had to open up. I gazed. My gaze tears between Gray and my cell phone as I try to decide what to prioritize. We could always do this another time, Gray offers. I feel frustration well up within me, and I intentionally squeeze my legs around him tighter as he starts to disentangle from me. But it feels like it's been so long already. I protest. I don't want to postpone being with you anymore, Gray. I want this badly. Ooh. I know, but I'm still going to make you wait a little longer. Your patience will be rewarded when we have more time to spend together. He places the kiss up top of my nose, waiting for me to release my hold on him. Screw taking your time with me, I growl. I want you now. Oh, we demanded shit. I want you now. Hey. Gray chuckles, seeming to enjoy how frustrated he's made me. I don't care for it one bit. I decide when and how you take. I'm not. Hey, you little freaking. I'm in control. I want you. I want you to keep this moment in your mind. How you wanted me so badly that you spurned and begged me to put my dick in you. When you decide, I want you to remember how long you had to wait. Oh my God, and how special it is. Oh my God, this is crazy. Oh hell no. The dirty words he whispered in my ears only makes my body tremble for more of his touch. Though his refusal is frustrating, the power he has over me is exciting. She down bad. She down for the count. Now be a good girl and unwrap your legs. I do as he says. Still not happy about the night ending here in the slightest. I cross my arms after I sat up in order to communicate this. Grace simply scoops me off the couch, carrying me over to the door before setting me down gently. It'll be worth the wait, I guarantee it, Gray assures me. I soften, realizing I've fully lost the battle and will soon be parted from him. Quickly, I wrap my arms around him in a tight hug, though I readily release him this time. I'll miss you, I say as I start to head home. I miss you too. Nah, these niggas freaks. All right, chapter. Okay, all right, chapter 24 is smooth. That was a cool chapter. Next. All right, all right. Though it's only been a few days since Gray moved his poker operation somewhere else, the difference in atmosphere is plausible. As the afternoon drags on, I keep finding myself glancing towards the back door, still expecting Gray or Jed to pop by and slip into the now empty basement at any moment. On the bright side, not seeing them means not seeing Ivan either. I've yet to see or hear of him since my failed phone call with Kara in the clothing factory she represented. And for that, I'm grateful. That being said, I can't help but to feel unsettled by the entire climatic end to things. Ivan hasn't been one to take no for an answer so far, but maybe it's only me he tries to walk all over. I sigh as I refold some of the clothes neatly arranged on the display tables, utterly failing to enjoy my rare reprieve, reprieve from the boutique's booming collection of clientele. As far as I'm aware, Ivan stopped interfering with street trends, coupled with the popularity boost I've gained from the news article in the charity fundraiser business as of late has been really encouraging. Though I still need to continue exploring ways to expand my workload, so far I've been managing to handle all the new orders that have come in. As long as I can keep running my shop without interference, things will go more and more smoothly. The sound of the shop's door open echoes throughout the boutique. I turn to greet the incoming customer with my blood runs cold. Oh my fucking goodness. Ivan, get the fuck out my store. We gonna have a problem. Nigga, the fuck you want? It's him.
Hmm.
You bitch. The fuck you doing here? Ooh, this nigga. Oh, bro. Bro, you keep starting shit with me. I'm finna have Gray on dial playing with me. Let's see what he on. Have you missed me, bitch? No. Ivan says with a slight grin. His smile widens as what? As a cat as he takes in my horrified, stunned
Hmm.
expression. I guess not, he muses. But I've certainly missed you. Bitch, the fuck do you want? I'm already captured by it, man. I don't want you, you ugly ass bitch. I'm getting tired of this nigga. Ivan approaches me slowly and steadily, each footstep causing my heart to pound
Ah.
louder. I can't stop thinking about you. The fuck? He gestures to the large open space around us with his arms spread
Hmm.
wide. Or about street trans. Nigga. Nigga. You have your own place, bro. What the fuck? Damn. In the next second, Ivan brings out his outstretched hands together with a loud clap. I can't help but flinch at the
Ah.
sound. I can't even give you a second chance to listen to reason after all. Bitch, you are not reason. Oh, ooh. All right, keep talking. So once you done talking, I'm gonna ask your bitch ass to get the fuck out. And then once you say no, I'm calling Gray and I'm getting hands. Fuck nigga. And actually, nigga, I'm calling the cops. I can call the cops now. Yeah, you out my building, bitch. Come on. Ivan takes another step forward. When I attempt to move backwards, my waist bumps into the display table. I feel in my pockets for my phone, only to realize I left it. Ah! I left it over by the cash
Ah.
register. You've been such a ooh, you've been such a good girl all this time. You let us use your building for whatever we wanted. To grade up to your room for negotiations. Oh, dread pulls into my stomach. I've become closer enough that I can smell the stench of his
Ah.
cologne. Ew. Even when you found out the truth, you continue to stay so compliant. Why stop now? Ivan smiles menacingly. I fight for the overwhelming urge to vomit. Why won't he leave me alone? I made it so clear that I don't want anything to do with him, but that doesn't seem to matter to Ivan. He seems hell bent on seeing me surrender, but I'm not going to give him the pleasure. Gray told you to leave me alone. Huh. I don't know. Hold on. Gray told me to leave you alone. You had 60 seconds to leave before I call the cops. I don't know. I'm thinking about calling the cops. But let's think about it. If I tell him the kind part, he gonna tell me something else. He gonna give me information. That's how it goes sometimes with him. But then again, I don't fuck with this nigga. I don't want to talk to him. Let's just get him out. I'm not gonna get Gray in trouble, so nah, this bitch nigga need to go though. Ooh, yeah, then you need to go. Get the fuck out. You have 60 seconds to leave before I call the cops. I spit out, infuriated by his presence here.
Hmm.
Funny you should mention the cops, Ivan says with a cocky grin. I was about to do the same. What is this man talking about? I give him a look of absolute befuddlement. What reason would you have to call the police on me? I asked. This is my shop.
Oh.
What reason would you have to call the police on me? I'm replies, his grin widening further. This is either the weirdest bluff I have ever heard in my life, or there's a lot more he's not saying. Either way, I'm despised the smug on his face. So what I'm thinking is he'll be a bitch and snitch that casino shit was going downstairs, but he ain't got no proof. Unless that nigga was taking pictures of, you know what I'm saying, a poker night that happened in the basement. He a bitch for that. But we been knew he was a bitch, so let's see what he got. I ain't gonna hold you. You're not wanted here, I snapped back. It's beyond irritating that I need to spell out the obvious for him. Now that you no longer work in my basement, you have no reason to come by. I won't hesitate to report you for harassment and interfering with my motherfucking business. Yes, my obvious annoyance only serves to amuse him further, unfortunately. I glance over to where my phone is, longing to punish him for all he's put me through. I would think twice about that if I were you, Ivan said smugly. Oh, and why is that? I
Ah.
asked. I've been putting a lot of thought into a sales pitch for you. I didn't go about this the right way the first time around. You ain't gonna get to the second time. I don't think your pitch makes much of a difference, I say with a snort. I don't want to launder money for you,
Hmm.
period. Period, poo. But I know you don't, but I think you could be motivated too. How? Ivan leans towards me, resting both of his hands on the table behind me as he's boxed me in. Ugh. Ah, why don't you have your phone in your pocket, bro? My hands curl into a fist instinctively, ready to strike at a moment's notice. Though I told Gray I would use force to defend myself, it's looking more and more like I need to.
Hmm.
It occurred to me that the cops might be very interested in the legal activity Street Trends has been hosting. Should I call them and let them know? Ivan raises his eyebrows as if to suggest that this is a innocent question and not an obvious threat. You can't be serious, I say. He ain't got no proof. All right, this bitch nigga can call. You know, I'm gonna be like, where? Go check my basement. It's all clear. They go check the basement. They don't find shit. They can't do nothing to you. So call, nigga, call, bitch. Fuck. That'd be way more likely to incriminate you than it would me. There's nothing to indicate that I had any knowledge of what is
Oh.
happening. How about an eyewitness testimony? I think.
Hmm.
Plenty of our regular customers were there when you dropped in the other night. They heard you ask about buying a seat at the table. This nigga pisses me off. You turn in your own customers too. Good luck with getting any to trust you again after you get that off. Get to After you get out of jail. I scoff. Ivan pulls back, considering my
Ah.
words. Fair enough. Maybe I can turn. Maybe I can turn the cops onto you without hurting me more. His wicked smile appears once
Ah.
more. Jason, on the other hand, isn't so lucky. The looks in his eyes makes my blood run cold. He wouldn't hesitate for a second to betray his long-term business partner. Yes, he
Ah.
would. I'm more than enough to see him arrested without risking anything at all. Ivan
Hmm.
says, I wonder how you feel about dating a man in jail. Okay. I wrestle at the thought of seeing Gray taken into police custody for a second time. What are you saying exactly? If I don't work with you, you'll have Gray arrested? How should I respond? I don't know. I don't want to be involved with money laundering, but I certainly won't don't want to see Gray get hurt. Hey, I'm not finna hold you. We've been only seeing Gray for like 3 months, 4 months. You know what I'm saying? It would be his own fault he's going to prison. That shit he did, it got delayed. Since that nigga know it, that shit got delayed. So I'm not risking nothing for my. I risked enough for y'all having playing in my motherfucking basement. Lying to me. But the fact that this bitch chick is coming back after moving, you're still talking to me about this shit? Get the fuck out of my face. Dead ass. How should I respond? I don't want to be involved with money laundering, but all right, right now. Maybe I could agree to sell the shop on certain conditions, such that Ivan changes the name or that I kept my regular. Though I, though I highly doubt Ivan would make me a decent offer, I could save up and eventually buy a new shop somewhere. Starting over seems dreadful, but at least I'd be be away from Ivan for good. You shouldn't even have to do none of this though. Would Gray be able to say the same? To be able to say the same? Okay. Or would Ivan continue to blackmail him into staying and running the poker
Oh.
ring? I'm not just here to threaten you though. Ivan continues, breaking my train of thought. My arms crossed. Really? You could have fooled me, I say
Hmm.
bitterly. If there's one thing I've learned about you over the past couple of weeks, is that threats alone won't work. So let me make you an offer. My anger towards him settles down into a simmer as my curiosity takes priority. What could he have to
Ah.
say? If you won't give me street trends, I'll give the cops what I have on Jason. But if you do, I'll give you evidence. That evidence instead. My brows lift in surprise. You mean the front door of boutique swings open and Jen walks in, bringing our intense conversation to a abrupt hold.
Hmm.
Yeah, Jen for the win. Hey, Ray thinks we left something in the basement. Mind if I? He stopped short, and when he noticed Ivan next to me, visibly
Hmm.
tensing. What are you doing here? The boutique is off limits now. I know Gray made that clear, bitch ass nigga. Yeah, Jen, talk your shit, nigga. Ivan shrugs his shoulder, forcing a friendly smile into his
Oh.
face. I heard you guys forgot something here. Bitch, that's not why you came, lame ass nigga. Thought I would step in and sort things out for you. I was in the area. My eyes narrow in response to Ivan's attempt to talk his way out of the situation. Jed crosses his arms over his chest, looking unconvinced. I make eye contact with him, trying to convey just how uncomfortable I am with Ivan being
Huh?
here. What did we forget? Yeah, Jed, what we forget, nigga? Jed ass still tense. Ivan appears baffled by the
Huh?
question. What?
Uh.
You said you heard Gray and I left something behind here. What you looking for?
Oh.
Hi. Caught you in your lie, bitch. Yeah. Oh, I sound dumb as fuck. Ivan scratches the back of his head, looking
Um.
sheepish. I guess I don't remember that part. I just thought I'd have a look around and see if I saw anything.
Uh.
Uh-huh. Sure. Come on, man. Time for you to go. Don't let me catch you in here again, bitch ass nigga. Jed looks more cross than I've ever seen as he stands firm against Ivan's attempt to smooth things over. Ivan looks less than pleased. He moves to face Jed head on, but still attempts to keep the uneasy peace between
Mm.
them. All right, fine. You caught me. I need to talk to me and son alone. Can you give us a few minutes? What? He ain't gonna give you no time of day. Can you give us a few minutes? Then I'll leave, I swear. Jed simply shakes his head, causing me to sigh in relief. I don't want to be subjected to Ivan's mind games or physical presence
Hmm.
anymore. No, leave now. Ivan straightens to his full height, though his stature is still shorter than Jed's.
Mm.
Yeah! Just give me a couple minutes, that's all I'm asking. No, bitch ass nigga! Before we get. Hey, Jed is my nigga. I tell you what, despite Ivan's attempt at bargaining, Jed seems to be in a movable force. And my answer is still no. Yeah, the look on Jed's face is fierce as he stares down at Ivan. My question is, my question to you is, do you want to walk out of here willingly, willingly, or do you want to, or do you want, or do you want me to make you? Talk your shit, nigga. Jed moved towards the exit after a heavy moment of silence, causing me to sigh in relief at the thought of this encounter ending peacefully. However, the next moment are you fucking serious? Why are you starting shit, nigga? Get out, bro. However, in the next moment, he suddenly turns back, hitting Jed's nose with a sharp right hook.
Oh
Ah, Jed cries. One hand moves. Oh my goodness. One hand moves to hold his bleeding nose as he stares at Ivan in
Ah.
disbelief. What the hell was that? I told you to leave us alone. You should have listened. Ivan says darkly. Man, Jay, go fuck this nigga up real quick. And hey, I'm gonna jump in too, bitch. He pulls back his fist, intending to hit Jed again. Before it can connect, Jed lands his own hit to Ivan's gut, yup, causing him to double over in pain. As Ivan curses from the blow, Jed moves with his hands raised passively in the air. You alright? I don't know. I don't want. You alright? I don't want to hurt you, but Ivan. Oh, nigga, why are you being nice to this nigga? This nigga is a threat. He has to go. Ivan kicks at Jed as he gets close, connecting with one of his shins. Ooh. As Jed instinctively lifts his hurt leg, Ivan aims at the other. Damn, girl, you ain't gonna help out? You watching? Jed shoves Ivan back to avoid the blow, pushing his opponent into a tall display case. Ivan crashes against a wooden structure with a sickening thud, his body shattering at the large glass panels. He slides to the floor, surrounded by sharp shards of fractured glass and various accessories. This isn't over. Ivan pulls his body up before staggering towards the boutique front door, wiping blood from his split lip as he moves. And you, he says, pointing at me, consider my offer off the table. Ivan retreats before either of us can respond, though I'm glad to see him gone. Anxiety courses through me when I contemplate what his last words might have been. I doubt he'd be. I thought he'd let me off the hook so easily. If anything, I fear he's going to prepare something even worse than his cruel ultimatum. What did he mean by that? What offer? Jed asked. His clear concern for me, even while he's hurting, racks me with guilt. Never mind that. As I brush off his question, I dip into the other room momentarily to grab a first aid kit. You have bigger things to worry about now, my friend. My tone is light as I look over the wounds Jed sustained. To my relief, nothing seems serious. And her name is Sarah. I'm sure she'll be worried about you, though it doesn't even look like your nose has been broken, just bloody. Let's just stop it soon. Gray grimaces at the thought of receiving a lecture from Sarah. I certainly sympathize, having been on the receiving end of those before. Still, it's nice to have someone who cares in bad moments like these. I guess I should call her and let her know what happened, huh? Jed looks sheepishly at me. I give him a nod. I should do the same with Gray. He'll want to know what happened. I attempt to smile at my brave friend before me. He and I will figure out what to do about Ivan. Just focus on recovering now. Alright, we'll do. Would you mind if I check the basement before I leave to make sure Gray and I didn't miss anything? It seems so important now, but... Alright, yeah, sure. No problem. Let's just unlock it for you. That shit wild. Nigga started fighting and got his ass. Boom! That's what he get, bitch ass nigga. I open up the basement door for Jed, and he immediately starts down the stairs. Thank you, by the way, I call out. I don't know what I would have done. Would have happened if you didn't show up when you did. I did not want to face him alone. I'm glad you didn't have to. I'm glad I could intervene. Jed gives me a nod before finishing his descent and disappearing from sight. While he's occupied, I close up the shop and grab my phone to call Gray. Despite the what the fuck? Me, Shirley? Despite this, whatever. I started earlier. I'm not confident Gray and I can fix this mess. One can only hope. I pace back and forth at the phone dial, eager to call to connect. Moments she does. Gray's warm, deep voice fills my ear. Hey, what's up? It's Ivan, I blurt. He came at the street trades today. He was making demands about money laundering again. I hear multiple swears from the other side of the call. Damn it, I'm sorry. I thought for sure I took care of things when he and I last spoke. Clearly, I was wrong. It's alright, Gray. I don't blame you in the slightest. Jed came by in the nick of time, but he and I got into a fight. Fuck, is Jed alright? Is he seriously? He's totally fine, I rushed to add. Just a bloody nose and a sore shin. I've been fared worse. If I had to guess. But Gray, I've seen really, really pissed when he left. He recited the deal and tried to force me to take. And I'm worried that it's a sign he's going to do something
Hmm.
much worse. I agree. That doesn't sound good. I'll be there as soon as I can. My voice verges on frantic as my fear increases. Do you really think he'll come back tonight? Do you really think I'm in danger? It takes Gray a
Huh.
moment to answer. I think we should prepare for the worst. We don't know when he'll strike, but it's likely he will at some point. Better I stay with you while we make plans to better protect you. All right, I say shakishly. I'll see you soon then.
Yeah.
I'll be there as soon as I can. Try to hold on until then. Soon after we hang up, I hear heavy footsteps coming from the basement. Judge shakes his head in disappointment when he sees me, returning from his strict empty-headed. Gray's on his way over. If you want to take off, I say. I locked up the
Hmm.
shop. I'll stick around until he shows, if that's all right with you. Mind if I step into the back room to call Sarah? Not at all. It's fine. In the nick, in the time it takes Gray to arrive, I place some of my most treasured designs and sketches together and pack them up into a box. Jed returns to the boutique main room at some point, grimacing in the aftermath on his phone of his phone call. He leaves me to my task for the most part, though he does offer his assistance when it's time to move the completed box of papers and sketchbooks. Gray knocks on the door just as Jed places the box down in the corner of the back room, safely out of the way. I rush over to the door to let Gray in. He immediately closes the distance between us, pulling me into a tight hug. Jed makes his way to the door quietly, not wanting to disturb us. Gray gasps. Gray grabs Jed's shoulder warmly before he leaves, trying to convey his appreciation without having to disentangle from me.
Huh.
I owe you one, man. Thank you.
Ah.
You would have done the same for me, Jed says. He shoves his hand into his pockets, giving Gray a curt nod before he slips out the door. As grateful as I am to Jed, it's so wonderful having Gray here to stay up with me. I'm so glad you're here, I
Huh.
confess. I'm happy to be with you and my son. Just hope I can keep you safe. I feel much safer already, I say with a smile. Should we head upstairs? I should order something to eat if you haven't had dinner. Mm, 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 mm. The two of us head up to my place and settle in for the night, eventually moving to the living room to sit up and talk things through. What do you think I should do now? I asked. I'm curious to hear Gray's take on what I should do
Hmm.
about Ivan. I'm not sure. There's much you can do about there's I'm not sure there's much you can do at this point. Besides to prepare for the worst, Gray says
Hmm.
frankly. None of us have been able to change Ivan's mind much so far. We hardly have any negotiation tools at our disposal. So he's going to come after me and my business, and there's little I can do to stop it. This is terrible, I say, feeling distraught. Gray sighs as he sees my distress, looking at me sympathetic. At this point, we're assuming he's intending on committing a crime. Either we conceive him or not to. Either we conceive him not to, or we take precautions. What are the choices? Oh my god! All right. Should we go after him first, or should we contact the police? So here's the thing: if we do the police thing, I haven't got the evidence. Gray goes to jail. If we go after him first, could just beat his ass, or just kill him. I'm saying, but What we can also do is do a do a spy mission, get the evidence that he has against bro, burn that bitch, and then do it. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So right now I'm gonna stick with this. Should we go after him first? I asked. Though I'm not sure exactly what I have in mind. I do know that I don't just want to stay here like a sitting duck. Gray brows
Huh?
furious. What do you mean? I don't know. Just I attempt to illustrate something with a hand gesture, but fail miserably. I want to do something. I don't want to just wait until disaster strikes to react. Can we hit him where he
Ugh.
lives? Truth be told, I was actually planning on breaking into his apartment and stealing the evidence. Great minds think alike, my nigga. Ooh, stealing the evidence he has on me tonight. But after what happened to you, well, it doesn't seem. Nigga, nigga, that's what he's using against me to try and get this shit from me. So I'm cool with that. Go ahead. That's something I say, sitting to attention. Can we still salvage that plan? Maybe carry it out tomorrow?
Yeah.
Maybe, Grace said,
Hmm.
shrugging. But I'm not sure it really matters now. Sure, it takes away an advantage he has, but I'm much more worried that his focus will be on you now. It's been on me though. This nigga won't leave me the fuck alone. So it is what it is. Oh, I reply. The disappointment displayed across my face causes greater
Huh.
frown. I'm sorry. I just think I'd be more used to you here, helping to fend off anything Ivan throws your way. You're probably right, I said. Maybe we shouldn't talk about this anymore tonight. We might feel a lot more calm and centered after a good night's sleep, I suggest. Maybe you could come to bed with me. Gray raises an eyebrow. I can't quite tell what he's thinking. I shrug off any hesitancy to be vulnerable and try to focus on being honest with what I want. This is a man I've been intimate with, one who's seen me at my worst. I don't have to be embarrassed about wanting him near. I just I just think it could be comforting having you close by. I like to be held by you, if that's alright. Gray pulls me into his arms before whispering in my ear.
Oh.
Of course it's alright. I like to stay as close to you as I can. I want to protect you. As his warm breath brushes against my ear, I feel my body start to flush with a heat of its own. As if he can somehow sense it, Gray pulls back to look at me with a mischievous look in his eyes.
Oh.
But try to resist me when we're in bed together, okay? I don't want to waste all this anticipation I've been building up in you on a night where we're both worried and stressed out. I roll my eyes at the smirk he shoots at me. I think I'll manage, but I appreciate the concern. I jump off the couch, heading into the bathroom, first to brush my teeth and prepare for bed. Gray calls out to me as I leave the
Hmm.
room. Really? Because seem to recall having to drag you off of me. You wanted it so badly, Gray teases. I hear him snicker as I walk away, instilling a desire in me to tease him right back. When it's Gray's turn to use the bathroom, I head into my room, slip out of my clothes, and put on the sexiest sleepwear in my possession. Oh, it's going down tonight. It's going down tonight. Hold on. We'll see who's more irresistible tonight. I await Gray's arrival sitting up on the bed, blankets covering my negligee, only from the waist down, as I scroll through my phone aimlessly. When Gray enters, he gives me the exact sort of reaction I was hoping for. I look up to find him utterly speechless, frozen in the doorway. It's been a long time since he's seen me even close to undressed, and it shows in a way that his eyes can take in my barely covered body. He definitely wants me. Feeling a bit smug, I move to turn off the lights. Well, good night, I say cheerfully. I leave my phone on the bedside and turn to my side, facing away from the side where Greggy will sleep. Ray makes his way to the other side of the bed with the light on his phone to guide him. I hear the soft thud of some of his clothes hitting the floor before he climbs in next to me. His arms wrap around my waist, pulling me towards him until my back is pressed against his chest.
Hey.
It is dangerous. This is the dangerous game you're playing, Gray whispers, his voice heavy. His hand roams way up my bare thighs, stopping when he reaches the lace of my nightgown. Trying to resist me if we're in bed together, okay? I quote. I relish the feeling of throwing his earlier taunt back into his face. That is until his hand slips underneath my cloth and his touch causes me to gasp in pleasure. Second he the second he hears me moan, Ray draws his hand back. Well, good night. Oh, he ain't cheer for that. The cheerfulness in his tone mimics mine from just a few moments ago. Disgruntled and outplayed, I can't help but pout. The resentment quickly melts away when Gray traces the length of my arm gently with the tips of his fingers as his warm body rests against mine. Feeling soothed and calmed by his touch, I soon forget the troubles of the day and fall into a peaceful sleep. Are you dead ass? Why they trying to? Who trying to start? I'm gonna get mad. But then a loud noise wakes us up. I can't even get no sleep yet. Wakes us up from our sleep. We just got into bed, and y'all ended right here. Y'all ain't shit. And now I gotta make a fucking outfit. All right, let's see if we have the shit already. I don't feel like buying nothing. That's some bullshit, bro. And y'all ended like that. Y'all ain't shit. The fuck is? Oh my god. I did. Let's go. That one's perfect. Collar, line, yellow, perfect. Sleeves. Oh, this is easy. Oh, we done. Yes, sir. See, I'm a fashionista now. I know how to make shit instantly. I gotta put that shit on. Oh, cool. Yeah, big crash. So now I even want to start shit. I don't know where. Disoriented by the sudden loud noise that awoke me, I fumbled around my bed, around my end table, trying to switch on the table lamp. What was that? I blurted.
Oh.
Stop. We gotta focus. Gray groans as the light from the lamp disturbs his sleep. Probably nothing. Let's go back to sleep. Oh, you trying to get me murdered. Nigga, I know you heard that sound. Get your ass up. My mind starts racing regardless, inventing possible explanations for the noise. I can feel the sleepiness recede from me as I recall Ivan's earlier visit. No way this could be a coincidence. It's revenge. I immediately sit upright, rushing out of bed before grabbing an oversized t-shirt. Okay, better. I hastily put on to cover up my lingerie as I prepare to leave the room. Gray groans behind me as I reach for the door handle, still half asleep. Man, he gonna follow suit. Shit, I'm going to investigate. Ah, damn, he didn't follow me. Fuck that nigga. Perhaps it's my panicked mind playing tricks on me, but I swear I hear movement downstairs as I run into the living room. The smell of smoke enters my nose. If this motherfucker burn my motherfucking shot, we gonna have a motherfucking problem. The smell of smoke enters my nose and the feeling of dread skyrockets. Where is it coming from? I open up the door to the hallway and I am hit by a heat wave of flames. The fire alarm starts blaring immediately. I enter downstairs. The entire downstairs is illuminated from what it looks like to be a somewhat small fire. The lighting casts dancing shadows on the wall. It's as beautiful as it is terrifying. For a moment, I stand there staring at it, absolutely bewitched. Then I come to my senses. Gray, wake up. We need to get out. Not fully awoken, Gray runs into the living room in panic, still putting on his clothes. What's happening? Is this real? Are you sure the alarm's batteries aren't low or something? He asks. Nigga, do you want to look at the flames? Nigga, we got to go. Let's jump off this balcony and be out. There's a fire downstairs, I say, trying to keep my voice from shaking. Damn, all your designs and shit. Ooh, Ivan's finna catch this motherfucking fade. We gotta kill that nigga tonight. We'll have to get out using the balcony. I run into the bedroom to grab our phones. As I enter, I catch sight of the dark figure running away from the rear entrance to the boutique. The figure retreats forward t towards a parked car. Once inside it, the driver speeds off with the car's light still off. I don't have time to speculate or chase after anyone. I need to get out of here safely. I grab the box I packed before with all my important. See how she thinking? Ooh, I love a smart woman. Woo, with important documents and head over to the balcony. She's not bringing these boxes with me. Emerging on the balcony, I lunge my box over the railing and drop it down to the ground below. Hopefully, the fragile stuff survives the journey. While Gray does the same with his box, I whip out my phone and dial 112 to report a fire. I point out the folded emergency ladder secured on the side of the building. Gray immediately gets to work taking it down and setting it up. While he secures our escape, I inform the emergency operator on what's happened and when and where to send the fire department. Once the ladder fully descends to the ground, Gray waves me over. Ladies first. He sweeps his arm out dramatically towards the balcony railing. I cross mine and responds, unamused by his apparent attempt to lighten the situation. Gray, I hardly think now is the time to mind, please, I insist. As we lock eyes, I see emotions swirling in his that I didn't expect. Fear, worry, disbelief. Perhaps it's because I actually saw and spoke to Ivan when he invaded the boutique earlier, but a large part of me expected something like this to happen. I spent so much time today preparing a defense against whatever move Ivan might make. Focusing on facing grim future helped me to steel myself mentally. When I hear noises tonight, I saw someone running away from the shop. It didn't shock me, and I saw this coming. I think it's different for Gray. For so long, it's been him battling Ivan, seeing Ivan switch targets to attack me, knowing that the reason he's in my life now because of Gray, I must feel terrible. Following Gray's wishes, I make my way down the ladder and onto the safe pavement below with Gray just a few seconds behind me. Damn! All that I worked on, gone. Because of some bitch ass redhead. Ooh. Once both safely on the ground and awaiting the arrival of the fire department, I study my boutique. Smoke is fuming out the windows and the flames dancing behind the glass. The knowledge that everything I've dreamed for, and worked hard to achieve is burning inside is just really hard to bear. I had hoped that by focusing on preparing for the worst and responding to the emergency as it arose, I wouldn't have time to feel heartbroken. But now that I'm safe on the pavement outside, there's nothing to shield me from the harsh reality of the situation. Almost everything I own might burn. Fighting back tears, I pull Gray in a tight embrace, hoping the warmth of his arms can bring some comfort. I hold my body to his, needing his touch, just as I suspect he needs mine. We're going to be okay, I assure both him and myself. But you're shot. The fire should be here soon. I'm sure they'll be able to salvage it. Gray's hand balled up into a tight fist, and if they can't, insurance should help me rebuild, I answer. His frown deepens, his eyes glued to my building. Maybe we could put out the fire. Maybe it's still a pretty... No. That's not no damn small fire. It hasn't been long since the alarm started going off, grave reasons. Though I'm surprised by his proposal, I start to consider running back inside. The sooner the fire is stopped, the more likely that my shop will be saved. I don't think it's worth the risk, Gray. Worst case, I have to find a new location for street trends. I can make that work. I have all the important stuff with me. I'm cool with that because we need to move anyways. I've been being a dick. And now he can have that spot. Burnt and all. But then I realized it would be better to show him. Leading him over to him with by my hand, I opened up the boxes and shared the contents. I packed everything up I thought I would need, as well as things I would want the most, I explained. Though I'm hoping that the firefighters come soon, I don't lose much. Everything left inside
Huh.
is replaceable. Damn, Grace says, looking fresh. You did all this after Ivan came by yesterday? While Gray praises me as we look through my things, I start to panic. I can't find my design book. One thing. One thing. I dig through the boxes in a frenzy, numerous times searching for my prized sketchbook, consisting of my life's work. It's not here. I wring my hands out in frustration. That sketchbook means everything to me. I can't move forward without it. Losing all my designs will set me back almost a decade. Grace squats down next to me in my things, concern clearly visible to
Hmm.
his eyes. I'm sure it's here somewhere. I'll help you look. Nah, that bitch in the drawer. As the two of us look over the stuff we salvaged, it dawns on me that the box I packed full of paperwork for my business as well as my sketchbook isn't here. I turn towards the building and look for horror itches across my face. It must still be in the boutique. And evidently, I never moved that box upstairs to join the others. Nigga. Oh! My fingertips twitch towards the keys stuffed into my robes pocket. I had to go back in. Swallowing my rising lump in my throat, and ignoring my shaking hand, I look up at Gray. Were you serious about trying to fight the fire? I asked hesitantly. One corner of his lips tilt upwards to form a half smile, and the glint in his eyes makes him appear downright
Oh.
reckless. I'll do anything for you. Even something as stupid as immature firefighting, Gray says. I know what I'm thinking is crazy. I know I should stop myself from even contemplating it, but even so, let's do it. I say determinedly. Ooh, I take off running towards the back door with Gray's footsteps following just seconds behind. Time is of the essence. Any second, the flames could reach the extremely flammable contents of what I want to save. Not to mention the fact that our lives would be at risk. Ignoring my inner voice of reasoning, pleading for me to turn back, I jammed the key into the latch and pulled the back door open instead. The first thing that hits me is heat. The second thing is destruction of what I hold dear. Down the hallway, the entire floor of the storefront is engulfed in flames. Flames lick at the fabric of the display clothes, turning the myriad of colors to black ashes. Curls of smoke billow up towards the ceiling, causing Gray and I to cough even though we're a good distance from the fire. It's grown an incredible amount in the minutes since I've last saw it. Shit, he says. This is really advanced. No way this started naturally. Even in the short time it takes him to speak, I can see the flames inching closer towards us, the back half of the building. Whoever was in here committing arson, likely Ivan himself, must have put something down on the floor as fuel for the fire to spread
Hmm.
faster. We can't fight this. We shouldn't go in. Gray tugs on my wrist, wanting me to step away from the safety. No, I can't give up. Not my business, not my future. I had to save those sketchbooks. Where are they at though? Like, knowing I don't have much time before the fire starts spreading down the hallway, I bolt into the
Huh.
building. What are you doing? Come back, Gray calls after me. Now inside, I feel the full impact of the heat and the fire and the strength of the smoke. My eyes start to water and my body starts to sweat as I run into the boutique's back room. Oh, cool. Ain't no fire back here. Shit. Out this bitch. Fire hasn't reached this room, thank God. Almost immediately, I spot the mixing box. I struggle trying to lift it. The contents are much heavier than I
Ah.
remember. Marty said, "Get out of here!" Great shots. Hearing the panic in his voice causes my racing heart to plummet even faster. I need to move. Grunting from the effort, I manage to lift up the box and everything inside. Wasting no time, I turn and run back out of the building with it. Good, 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 good. Ah, we did it! Good shit, girl. I would be like, it's over. Shit. Slamming the back door shut, I collapsed to my knees in a fighting cough. Gray rushes over me, helping me sit down my rescue goods before pulling me into his arms. What the hell was that? You could have died. Shit. She was determined. I had to take the risk, I say firmly. Though my actions were incredibly rash, I stand by them. I need those sketchbooks. Gray looks more distressed than I've ever seen him. Nothing is worth your life, in my friend. Nothing. As I put myself in his shoes, guilt starts to swirl within me. How would I feel watching Gray run into a burning building? He would do that though. Like if something important was in there, he would do the same thing, and I'd be mad. What? I barely stand the risk that came with him running an illegal poker ring that isn't putting his health on the line. It was your idea to go in and offer Laney. Ah, you ain't shit for that. You ain't shit. That was when I was estimating the fire to be fairly small. Something we could realistically put out ourselves, not something that's burning entire rooms down. Tears pool into the corner of my eyes as I recall the sight of furniture burning and the fabrics turning into ash. I spent hours designing and making those clothes house with those walls. I put so much effort and heart into my work. They burn in seconds. Seeing my expression, Gray visibly softens. Come on, let's get away from here where it's safe. Let's move away from here where it's safe, he says gently. Gray grabs the box and places it among the others, still feeling too overcome with emotion. I find it hard to process his encouragement to relocate. Gray returns my hand in his, guides me over to the safe spot. That's crazy. Gray returns me to the security of his embrace, this time at a much more comfortable level of pressure. I rest my head against his chest, close my eyes, and focus on the sound of his heartbeat as I try to block out all the stress in this circumstances, disastrous circumstances. Not long after that, the fire barrage arises and attempts to quell the flames ravaging my boutique. Please save my boutique, I plead with them. We'll try anything we can, but please stay back, ma'am. One of them warns me. While they work, Gray rubs my back while he holds me and wipes my tears as they fall. I never experienced anything remotely close to this, and I hope to never again. I feel so incredibly worn out, both emotionally and physically. Shortly after the firefighters' arrival, a police car pulls up and parks. Two police officers emerge from their squad car and makes a beeline for us. Though I bristle at the thought of being questioned by cops, especially at such an emotional moment, it would be great if they could do something to protect me against Ivan. I don't want him to get this chance to do something like this ever again. Oh, I double clicked, my bad. You don't have to be here for this, I whisper. I don't want you to put yourself in danger. You've done more than enough. If you need me here, even the slightest amount, I want to be here, he answers firmly. More than happy to have him by my side, I drop the issue. The police officer makes eye contact with me as he approaches us. Are you my son, Yushi, the registered owner of this building? One officer, a man asked me. Yes, that's me, I confirm. We're going to need to ask you some questions about the fire. I feign a smile at the officer. Of course. I'll give you some space, Grace says, backing away. The policeman and I split off to where we can hold a private discussion. He pulls out a notebook and faces me. Miss Yushi, the fire department is still working on putting the fire out. Once they do, we can officially determine the cause. Is there anything you can think of that could have started this fire? Anything that stood out to you or seemed to miss in the hours leading up to this? Nothing right beforehand, though I did see someone run out from inside the first floor and into a car shortly after the alarm started. It was the fire alarm that woke me up. He scribbles my response down on his notepad. You usually sleep here? Can you describe the vehicle you saw? He asked. Yes, I live in an apartment on the second story, I say honestly, and it was a black cedar. I couldn't discern what the make or model. Are you aware of anyone who would want to hurt you or your place of business? Yes. He came by my shop yesterday to threaten me. His name is Ivan Novak. The officer looks up at me sharply. What was he threatening you about? He wanted to acquire my shop and I refused. This isn't the first time he acts, and he's progressively been getting worse, getting more agitated. When I turn him down, I answer. I'm beginning to feel uncomfortable as the questions start to center around Ivan, unsure of how much I should say. I don't want to drag Gray into this if I can help it. I don't want to give Ivan a reason to go after him more aggressively. You think he orchestrated an attack on your business because you wouldn't sell it to him. I give him a shrug, trying to match my nervousness with the appearance of nonchalance. Your guess is as good as mine, I say. All I can say for certain is that he's been harassing me for a while now. I do know he led the Riverside. Ooh, are you snitching? Damn! I do know he led the Riverside gang back in high school, and I could be really aggressive over territory. And could be really aggressive over territory. Maybe he didn't like that an academy alumni started a business so close by. The officer raises an eyebrow. That doesn't seem like it would be worth committing a crime and risking jail time for. I guess it depends on what his priorities are and how confident he is that he'll get away with it. I'm guessing arson doesn't typically leave a lot of evidence behind, I mused. Not normally, but there's always a chance. He states, matter of fact, anyone else you can think of that we should speak to? I continue to answer the police questions to the best of my ability while not giving any while giving away too much information about our situation with Ivan. You already did. You talking about high school shit. Come on, man. By the time we finish, it feels like hours have passed. I'm more than ready to be reunited with Gray. Relief floods through me as I catch the sight of his face. How are you? Did they question you
Yeah.
too? Don't worry about me. The whole conversation took like 2 seconds to get over with. Gray says, reassuring me. I look up at Gray, feeling on edge. I told him about Ivan, that he's been, let's see how he feels. He's been bothering me. I didn't mention you, but I'm worried that. Gray holds up his hand to
Huh.
stop me. Don't worry about me. You did the right thing by telling him. But what if,
Oh.
my sir, Ivan tried to kill you? I'm far more concerned about that than I am his dumb blackmail. Anger flickers in Gray's eyes as he speaks about Ivan, but it vanishes as his focus returns to me. What are we going to do about him? What should we do about street children? I feel incredible. Hold on. I feel incredibly. I feel incredible. I think they meant to put incredibly uncertain and uneasiness about my future now. I've never imagined a life outside tailoring, and I don't want to begin
Hmm.
now. I don't know yet if he responds, but we'll figure it out together. Gray smiles warmly at me and as he slings an arm around my shoulder. Hours passed by. Was watching the firefighters work their equipment and move in and out of the building. By the time the sun starts to rise, we have tamed the flames. One responder walks over to Gray and I, ready to brief us on the situation. The man shakes his head solemnly as he approaches. I brace myself for bad news, reaching for Gray's hand to hold. He informs us that they weren't able to contain the fire in time. The damage to the structure is severe enough that this place is no longer it'll have to be demolished. Mm. They found evidence of gasoline and matches clearly pointing to arson. Despite all the effort to manage my expectations, it still hurts to hear. Street trend's gone. When firefighters leave and it's just the two of us, I can feel the weight of Gray's stare watching me. I know he's worried, but I can't bring myself to meet his gaze. He gives me some space to digest. A familiar voice interrupts my brooding. I look over to find Sarah and Jared walking over to us, concerned clear as day across their face. My eyebrows lift up in surprise at the sight of my best friend, along with my spirits. My, I stretch my arms out towards Sarah, signaling that I need a hug from her. She obliges. What are you guys doing out here?
Hmm.
Doing here? Gray texted us a little while ago. He said you just really could use a friend. Sarah replies.
Uh,
What exactly happened? Jed asks. He and Sarah both looked worried about the presence of the responders and the sight of my stuff on the ground in boxes.
Eh.
The fire burned nearly everything. By the time the fires got it under control. The building will be condemned, Gray informs him. Ivan was behind this, I'm sure of it, I said vaguely. Ivan Novak, Sarah Clean exclaims in surprise. I knew he was messing with you, but why would he go
Hmm.
this far? It's a long story, Gray replies smoothly. We can get into that in a second, but for now, let's talk about what we can do for her. The group nods in agreement. I found my lips curving upwards despite all the drama of these 24 hours. Right now, I'm surrounded by people who care for me the most. We'll figure out where to go from here, I'm sure of it. Wild. Wild. My fucking goodness. Ivan. Ooh. Ivan. Ivan. Ivan, I'm gonna beat your ass. I swear to goodness, bro. Like, there's no way you did all this shit, bro. You want me that bad? Like, damn. Like, you evil, bro. You a different type of evil, bro. You evil, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I wanna change your outfit. I don't wanna see her in this dress no more. Alright, let's see. Here. Let's see. Oh, he was rocking the puff. We'll go with this part now. Oh, I want to change. I don't know if. Oh, fuck it. There we go. Alright. Let's continue. There's some bullshit right here. That whole chapter was bullshit. Look at that shit. Burnt up to a motherfucking crisp. Ain't that about a bitch? Because I didn't want some play in my business. And I said no. Bitch move. Out in front of the building that used to serve as my boutique before it was set aflame late last night, a crowd gathers. As it turns out, Sarah texted Nikki what happened, who texted some others of our old gang, who texted more members, and so forth. Not to be outdone, many members of the capo have also come by after Jed and Gray spread the message about Ivan's attack. Within a few hours of the sun rising, dozens of people have arrived to show their support and share their condolences. I can't help but feel a little overwhelmed by all the attention, especially before I've had time to process everything. This is crazy, I whispered to Gray. The building is practically still smoking, for
Huh.
Pete's sake. What can I say? People love you, Gray winks. More people have a more big curiosity about burned down the building, what a burned down building looks like. I shoot back.
Hmm.
Nah, it's mostly the love thing. Aggressive Ivan's aggressive territory takeover has hurt us all in some way or another. We like to be there for each other when we can.
Hmm.
Speaking of which, trailing off, Ray clears his throat loudly until he's drawn the attention of the crowd. Once everyone has quieted down, he begins speaking in a loud, clear
Hmm.
voice. Thank you. Thanks everybody for coming. Thanks for coming, everyone. Academy and the Capo alike. As we all know by now, Ivan launched a brutal attack on a business owned by Butterfly Mac last night. Ray gestures to what remains of street trends behind
Hmm.
us. This wasn't a the first place Ivan targeted. I'm sure most of us recall the recent attack on the bar called Wasted, which used to be the Academy's territory. Many Academy gamers in the crowd nod their heads along with a few of the
Hmm.
capos. Riverside's territory expansion has been brutal on both of our games, but for so long we've never thought to work together to fight against them. Gray now looks over at me, a proud smile on his
Uh,
face. What if I might change that? When she asked for all of us to band together and help her in her business when Ivan put the shop at risk a few
uh,
weeks ago, and it was an amazing success. I'm sure many of us have fond memories of Street Trends. Gray continues. Few more nod and smile from the crowd from members of both
uh,
gangs, which is why what happened here last night is such a tragedy. It was the first time we came together, and now it'll have to be the second. Gray speaks more passionately now, seeking to psych up his
uh,
audience. Let's help Butterfly Mac here today, and then tonight we'll all go after the Riversiders. Ooh, and end this once for all. No more attacks, no more victims. Oh shit, nigga! It's a full-on war in this bitch, nigga. Oh shit! The capos readily begin to cheer and pump their fists in the air. Also moved by Gray's speech, the Academy members soon follow suit. I beam at Gray, proud to be with such a kind-hearted and charismatic individual. I move to stand close to him, placing my hand on his shoulder. Thank you, Gray, I whisper. That sure was
huh.
something. Glad that you enjoyed the show, he winks. Now let's see if it's safe to go inside and start cleaning them. By now, the building has cooled enough to enter. Before they left, the fire department did inform us that the damage to the structure of the building wasn't too severe. We should be able to enter and move about freely, though we had to proceed with caution. Dang. Seeing the smoldering remains of my story makes my breath catch in my throat. Piles of ashes of where clothes used to be are scattered throughout the blackened floor. Tears pool in my eyes as I recall the hours spent designing and sewing all the garments within my boutique. Just the time I could rebuild. I try to take deep breaths to steady myself, trying to focus on the fact that my insurance payment will allow me to find a new location for street trends. Praise the Lord for that. What? Man, it'll all be okay. I'll have a shop again soon. My dream hasn't taken from me just yet. As the others enter the building and take in the depressed, destroyed state of the boutique, they glance over at me with pity in their eyes. Sarah and Jed take control of the group, giving out orders on how to clean things, as well as take stock of what's been lost and what has been salvaged. Personally, I do much besides pace across the floor of space, grieving what I've lost.
Uh,
Are you alright? Gray asks. My mouth my mouth twists into a grimace. Not really. If I'm being honest, seeing the effects of the fire close up is a lot to take in. He comes to stand beside me, by where the cash register used to be. It's now just a lump. It's a lump of metal resting on the
uh,
ground. Damn, money. Oh, you look funny first. Tell me what's on your mind, Grace says gently. I don't want Ivan to get away with this. I'm so glad you and I escaped safely. Mm, let's be kind. Let's not think about revenge so much right now. He already stated, you know what I'm saying? I'm so glad you and I escaped safely, I say. I can't stand the idea of you getting hurt because you had chosen to stay the night here instead of your own place. Greg gives me a incredulous,
huh.
incredulous. And so the whole point of me saying over was because we thought something might go wrong. We decided it would be better if I was here to help. I know it, but still, it's a relief that no harm came to us. And thank God. He looks around the black and burned shop and then back to me. The expression on his face looks so
Uh,
disheartened. Maybe no physical harm, but I know how much this place meant to you. And mark my words, I will ensure this never happens again. I will make things right. Before our conversation can continue, someone else approaches us. Nikki.
Hmm.
Oh. Every time Sarah interrupts, a few of us were talking. We want to put a fundraiser together. Yeah, get that extra money. Yeah, go ahead. Fundraiser to help you rebuild. That's sweet. That's really sweet of you guys, but it's totally not necessary. I say, my insurance should cover at least the majority of what is needed. Just call them to make
Mm.
sure. At least let us put up a post on the internet about it. See our posts. If people really want to help, I think they should be able to. After some after some more arguing back and forth, I eventually throw my hands up and surrender. Okay. Oh, alright. I say you win. I guess I shouldn't fight you so hard when you're trying to do something for my benefit. I just don't want people to spend their money on me when I'm sure it's alright.
Mm.
Yay, I promise I'll make sure the insurance coverage thing's super clear. Sarah smiles. This will just be for those who want to show you a little extra support. As Sarah walks away, triumphantly after receiving my blessing, Gray takes Gray can't help but look a little impressed by her. Taking notes on how to argue with me, I joke.
Oh.
Oh, definitely. Gray agrees. As much as I love how willful you are, I love taming that into submission even more. I playfully smack him on his bicep, making him laugh. Don't make me sound like some kind of animal, I say lightly. Gray waggles his eyebrows at me
Hey.
suggestively. But we both know that's exactly what you are when you're alone with me. Nigga, stop being freaky, nigga. We trying to get to something, bro. Damn. You see this burnt shit? It's your fault, nigga. God damn. Nah, that's crazy. Blame on him was kind of crazy. My bad. Keep this up and I'll smack you again. As much as I try to pretend this is some kind of serious warning, a smile fights his way into my face
Yeah.
anyway. Go ahead and give into your urges. You'll be the one proving my point, Gray teases. I throw my hands up into the air and surrender and laughing. You're way too much for me to handle sometimes, you know that. Gray shoots me a downright
Ah.
devilish smile. Oh, believe me, I know it. And I'll keep reminding you of that fact over and over and over. Unable to take any more of his teasing, I wrap my arms around his neck and stretch up on my toes until I can press my lips against his. As we kiss, some of the others in the room start to notice and begin to whoop and holler at us. Gray ignores them, recasing me in his arms. We happily return to my affection. When our lips part, I settle back down on my feet with a knowing smile on my face. It's certainly an effective way to halt Gray's unceasing
Hmm.
teasing. Well played, he says, grinning. You as well, I reply honestly. I know you were trying to brighten up my mood. It's sweet that you sought to distract me from, well, my arm gestures to my ruined boutique in a grand sweeping motion. From how crappy my life is right now, or the street trends part of it. Anyways, thanks for helping me. Remember, there's still good things in
Huh.
it too. Anytime, I love putting a smile on your face. Gray beams at me with a warm smile of his own before nodding his head over in the direction of the main area of the
Oh.
store. Ready to start cleaning this place? Gray asked. Of course, it wouldn't be right to expect anyone else to do everything for me. I want to pull my own weight, I
Huh.
answered. Alright then, let's get to work. Two of us approached Sarah and Jed for a breakdown of the groups and tasks assigned to them. Sarah and I soon lead the charge of sorting out the salvageable items, while Gray and Jed handle a lot of the heavy lifting. When lunchtime comes, we all chip in some money to have pizza delivered. When the food arrives, we all find spots to sit in our newly swept floor. There's no escaping the fact that it would be much more comfortable if we all went to a restaurant together, seeing as I no longer have furniture or people to sit on. Even so, we don't want to take the chance that anyone will overhear our
Hmm.
conversation. So earlier today, I mentioned putting into our view with the Riversiders. Gray says in a loud, clear voice, "Here's how we're going to do it." He stands in front of the two gangs almost immediately. Everyone's attention is fixated on him. We all want to know how to take the Riversiders down. This is the first time so many of us have been on the same page. Even when both games were helping me sell a large amount of garments needed to participate in the charity showcase. A limited number of people showed up. Fighting the Riversiders is something nearly all of us are on board with. Too many of us have seen the places and people we love get
Ugh.
hurt. Ivan Novak or the Hammer is motivated by money most of all. Greg continues. He takes over territories to expand his business and look for ways to launder.
Yeah.
So the solution is simple. If we take his money away and threaten his livelihood, we'll take away his power. We can't keep relying on fistfights to solve our problems. We need to hit him where it actually hurts. The problem is great products. I know Ivan uses a warehouse he owns as his main place of operation, but I don't know exactly where that is.
Huh?
Wait, seriously? I thought you and Jay were in the business with him. Nikki interjects. It's true that Gray and I sometimes play poker with Ivan, but we don't socialize much outside of that. Jed answered. Couldn't you host a poker game at the warehouse? Nikki asked. Gary shakes his head in dissent. Ivan is incredibly secretive about this sort of thing. He replies. He has hardly ever invited me to his apartment, let alone show me his secret operations center. Maybe we should stick to fighting. We can just straight up challenge Riverside to a fight. Sarah suggests boldly. Now it's Nikki who's shaking his head no. Part of the reason the Riversiders have been so successful through Ivan's leadership is because he never leads them into a fight unless he knows he can win. Novak rarely fights head on unless he can guarantee some sort of advantage. Nikki continues. When scooping out a new territory location, he waits to attack unless he's confident in his numbers. How many people he has, how many people are inside, how long it'll take for a back up to arrive. So it's hopeless then. One game member asks, I guess we shouldn't have expected much. Riversiders have been beating both of us for a decade now. Another says dejectedly. That's not what Nikki's saying. We just need to find where Ivan's warehouse is and take them by surprise, Gray asserts. When they lay the problem out so clearly, the answer seems clear to me. So let's scout it out. We'll have a bunch of us go and follow however many Riversiders we can. One of them is bound to lead us back to the warehouse, and then whoever finds it will text the rest of us, I suggest. That should work. We'll take volunteers to scout and decide on a central location for the rest of us to be on standby. There's a noticeable shift in the air as two gangs join together to forge together a plan, an electric energy that's boosting our collective mood. Everyone is excited for this. Tonight, everything changes. If all goes smoothly, there won't be a need for gangs, leaders, and fights anymore. With Riverside defeated, the remaining Academy gang and the Coppers will agree to coexist peacefully. This will be a final appearance of Butterfly Mac in the Phantom. There will be no more pressure from anyone for me to come out of my desperate retirement. No more guilt about not stepping in sooner to assist my former friends. I can't wait. Okay. Are we doing this tonight? Well, by the time the evening comes, the plan is fully in motion. Most of us are here at the park where Gray and I first bumped into each other all those years ago, ready to leave at moment's notice. The rest of us are out searching for Ivan's warehouse and tracking the Riversiders, dressed in dark hoodies to avoid drawing attention. While we waited for news, Gray and I walked side by side through the park's green grass. Can you believe it's been 10 years since we met? He's asked. I remember our first meeting so clearly. You were beautiful, feisty, interesting. Gray trails off, appearing to be in deep thought as he reminisces. What was your impression of me back then? I mostly remember you as the guy who stole my phone. I say teasingly. Gray stops. His Memorizing, mesmerizing. Gray eyes meet mine, and I can see my answer didn't
Hmm.
satisfy him. No, seriously, what did you think of me? Honestly, I asked uneasily. He, I, yeah. He nods his head, seeming genuine curious, genuinely curious about what I answer. I don't think he'll like what I have to say. What's the real truth? Mm, not afraid. I glance over at Gray nervously, just in time to see his face
Eh?
fall. Why? His voice barely a whisper. The moment I found out you were the Gray, Jason, the moment I realized I could lose everything just by associating with you. All my friends, my best friends, especially my classmates, they all hated the Capitol High for the constant amount of crap your gang puts us through. Gray nods, apparently finding my explanation
Uh,
acceptable. And before you found out I was Gray Jason, he asked, I take a moment to think back. He introduced himself during our first meeting, and there were a few minutes before that were before that where I remained blissfully ignorant. I thought you seemed capable. I recall someone who could handle themselves in a fight, someone who could be relied on, and I thought you were considerate for lending me your
uh,
jacket. I'm glad you saw that. You saw me in that way. Ray says. His eyes look brighter than before, but his demeanor gives off a sense of
uh,
urgency. But I mean, son, I think a lot of shit you heard about the capital pulling was Ivan pinning us against each other. I know you heard about the. I know I heard about the academy doing tons of stuff you never would have
uh,
okayed. At the time, I believed the rumors, Greg confesses, but now, after growing so close to you, I think I know the truth. Greg could be right. When we thought it was the capital high acting as a constant thorn in Commander's Academy side, could it have been Riverside? So you're saying all those pranks one person where one person thought they saw something that pointed to the
uh,
capital might have been fake, could have been as simple as a Riversider wearing a stolen DeCapo's hoodie or planning a swipe student ID, Gray
uh,
says. Now, I'm not saying it was all either. Our games definitely pranked each other, retaliated against said, said pranks, and fought countless times.
uh,
But I think he did enough to ensure our number one priority was always each other, not Riverside. He finishes. It's an interesting theory, I say slowly. And it would certainly be convenient if we could both blame Riverside High for a bunch of stuff. Let's test it out, I suggest. Was it the capo who called the police on a former academy gang leader? Says there was drugs in his basement. Ray shakes his
hmm.
head. As far as I'm aware, where no. Was it the academy who slashed the tires of the capo buses the day of our school field trip? No, I explained. That's terrible. Before we could continue, both of our phones go off at the same time and vibrate in our pockets. We pull them out and check the message, knowing what to expect. Someone has found the location of the warehouse. It's time to go. Oh shit! It's game time. A few Riverside is standing around right outside the building. When they look over to find nearly nearly the entirety of the academy and the Copper gang descending on them at once, they immediately call for help and assume fighting stance. E- Even as a dozen more Riversiders emerge from the warehouse to help, this can still scarcely be labeled a fight. Given the larger population of the Capitol High and our side, our numbers are enemies 3-1. Despite our overwhelming numbers advantage, Riverside is Riverside isn't going to give up so easily. I find my way through the crowd alongside Jed and Gray and Sarah. Four of us focus on dodging attacks, wanting to enter the heart of the operation and find where Ivan stores his cash. Oh, that's the only way this feud would ever end. Let's get that money on. Once inside, the four of us immediately start searching the place. Time is likely to not be on our side tonight, even if Ivan Crew has orders not to call the police. Any regular civilian would could pass through this area at any moment. We have to move fast. The most of the Riversiders having run outside to defend our base, we were able to move quickly. Our group split up in order to comb through the first floor more quickly. Nothing over here, Jay calls out from the northeast. Anyone else having any luck? Sarah asks. None, Gray replies. I'm going to start searching upstairs, I shout. As I race up the middle stairs, I immediately find myself head to head against a dark-haired woman with a long, slender scar across her collarbone.
Right here.
She doesn't look happy to see me. She sweeps her leg thigh in the air, aiming for a kick to the head. I easily dodge, dashing in close to catch her off balance. Yeah. I hit it twice. Once in the throat and once in the gut. My opponent falls backwards, gasping for air and clutching at her stomach. Behind her lies a red door. I yank the door open, eager to see what the girl was guarding. What I find nearly knocks the wind out of me. Plastic bags and crates everywhere. I don't need to be a genius to realize what the white substance inside of those bags means. I summon back downstairs, seriously shaking about what I saw. Three of my friends are there to greet me as I return to the first floor. We got evidence on this nigga. This nigga got cocaine in the back. Take pictures, call the police. We done. What? Drugs. I managed to choke out. There's so much of this white powdery stuff, cocaine, I'm guessing. Guys, there's bags of it. Though I can't see my face, I'm sure I must be pale as a ghost. Carrying around a fraction of what Ivan has stocked upstairs would get someone a hefty prison sentence to caught. Holy crap, Sarah explains. Seriously? Gray shakes his head in disbelief, cursing at himself. He sometimes brings his own drugs at the table, but I never imagine he'd be an actual distributor of illegal drug trade. Judging the amount, we're likely to be dealing with one of the biggest drug dealers in Clanner. Ooh. No wonder he needs more places to launder his money. Guys, what do we do about it? Do we call the cops? We came here to destroy Ivan's money, so that is true. Call the cops. Heavy footsteps dart from behind a large pile of boxes. I feel the hairs on my back, my arms stand up as Jen and Sarah's eyes go wide. Someone is right behind me. No. Aw, shoot. Grace's hands out. Great hand shoots out, grabbing my wrist and yanking me towards him. Oh, she had that. What she had? Oh! Oh, shit, that was ice. Oh, shit. He said, I got you, girl. Don't worry about me. Oh, I gotta get a screenshot. Hold on. Before I click any button. Hold on. Type shit. Alright, let's lock in. I fall into Gray's side, immediately wrapping my arm around him to steady myself. Gray holds me tightly to his chest, clutching my body. I turn to see Ivan standing where I had been just seconds ago with a knife in his hand. But that nigga stopped cutting. This nigga always with knives. Call the cops. I'm telling you. If you think you can harm even a single hair on her body, you got another thing coming, Novak. Gray sneers at him. I narrowly escaped being stabbed by Ivan. Damn, Ivan says, it seems I was a little too slow. Damn, this nigga don't give two fucks. Oh yeah, that nigga crazy. His eyes were darkened, wrathful, yet his lips curled into a wicked smile. It's incredibly unsettling to see. Oh well, there's always next time, right? He says nonchalantly. Ivan lunges towards us, his blade catching the light as he moves. Oh shit. Gray pushes me forward towards safety and tackles Ivan head on, managing to knock the knife out of his hand. Good. Somebody pick up the knife, please. Laying several feet away, Jed kicks it to a far corner of the warehouse, away from everyone else. Gray and Ivan grapple each other, both trying to gain the upper hand into the fight. Before any of us could help, more Riversiders run over and attack us, both looking to aid Ivan in the battle. By the time I managed to incapacitate my attacker and turn my attention back towards Gray, what I witnessed nearly makes me. Uh, he better not. He better not have this nigga in the chokehold. He better not have stabbed that nigga already. Like, come on, bro. Ivan has Gray pinned against the concrete floor with one hand wrapped around his throat. Gray's face is starting to turn red as he struggles against Ivan's grip. You seriously think I can let you just walk away after what you saw? Ivan spits. I nearly throw myself onto him, desperately wanting to get Ivan off of Gray. Before I can make my tackle, Gray catches my eye and shakes his head almost bewildered by his refusal. I stand stunned for a moment, and that's when I spot what Gray was really up to. Literally behind Ivan's back, I see Graves reach into one of Ivan's pockets and pull something out of it. All I see is a single flash of silver that gets stashed into Gray's own pocket, and then the fight is fully on. Gray takes hold of Ivan and flips the two of them, so Gray now holds the upper hand. He throws a punch after punch, aiming for Ivan's head. Ivan does his best to deflect the blows, shifting out of harm's way in each time. Finally, one lands, then another, as Ivan becomes increasingly disoriented. Guys, Nikki runs over to him screaming. Someone started a fire on the other side of the building. We have to get out of here now. Oh God, not another fire, not more destruction. Who started it? Was it one of the Riversiders in desperate attempts to get us out? Was it someone from the academy or the capital wanting to abandon street trends? As if this wasn't bad enough, police sirens soon. Oh fuck! Everyone outside and in starts scattering, running as far as they can. Ray just picks up the pace, still throwing punches. Ivan's face is bloody and brutal. Gray, Jed warns, let's move. Jed doesn't acknowledge Jed. Ivan now offers a little resistance against Gray onslaught, looking completely out of it. Gray, I act, starting to get concerned. Abruptly, Gray stands up. He wipes his bleeding knuckles onto his jeans as he observes his handiwork. Ivan lies unconscious on the ground. Finally! Damn! I've been begging for this beatdown for fucking days now, bro. Outside, the police cars rush into a nearby road before coming into a halt. Numerous cops exit the vehicles fully clad in tactical gear. Sarah pulls a reluctant Jed through the rear exit, yearning me to come with them. But I have to stay. Come on, I scream at Gray. Despite my desperation, I'm determined not to leave here alone. Gray finally bolts over to me, grabbing me by my hand and pulling me into a run alongside him. Together, we flee out the back entrance. Easy, we outrun the officers, most of whom stop to apprehend those left behind. We finna get a good ending. You know who finna go to jail? Ivan. Why? Because that nigga had cocaine. Get that nigga out. I'm ready. I'm ready for this. Hmm? Tailor Tales Plus. You are about to read the normal epilogue. Tailor Tales Plus contains not only the last CG, but also a longer epilogue with a very steamy scene. We on stream, so I can't even get that shit. Will I get it when this is over? Maybe. Get a longer, blah 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 blah. No. All right. With Grace's hand collapsed around mine, the two of us stroll down the city sidewalk until we come across a for sale sign.
Oh?
Is this it? Gray asks. He looks up at the aged brick exterior of the building nearest to the signage. It looks pretty nice from the outside at least. I gazed at the charming city store for the sale, with its large glass windows and a cute striped awning. I can imagine the street trends logo over the shop front. Yeah, I think so too. Much nicer than how my last location originally looked, I replied. Let's hope the inside is just
Huh.
as nice. Well, I'm sure you'll be able to fix it up if this isn't to your standards, Grace says. You did an amazing job last time. You can do it
Hmm.
again. I couldn't believe now. I couldn't believe how different the building looked, Gray
Hmm.
muses. I thought there was no way I was going to convince the new owner to keep renting me their basement. A slight grin sneaks into Gray's lips. He glances over at me, his head cocked slightly to one side. Lucky for me, the new shop owner happened to fall for my charms. That wasn't it at all, I protest. Oh yeah? Gray cocks an eyebrow. Why did you let me stay then? Yeah, tell him the truth. I wanted to make up for high school SAG. Even though it would have been so much more convenient for me to send you away, I wanted to take the opportunity to help you out. I lower my eyes, feeling a wave of guilt wash over me. It feels incredibly familiar to what I felt when Gray first asked we, if he could stay in my basement for those few months. I know my actions put me through a lot of these past 10 years, even if it was Ivan who planted the knife. Ray sighed softly before placing his fingers underneath my chin and gently lifting my head to meet his gaze.
Hmm.
Well, although I can't pretend that you're taking pity on me, I, taking pity on me was what I wanted to hear. That decision was the reason we got a chance to know each other. Gray leaned to kiss me, his lips starting to part. Before we connect, the lack of heels running down the sidewalk interrupts. So sorry I'm late. We turned to see the seller agent I had previously set an appointment with rushed towards us. Let's get you both in so we can see the rest of the place, she says, pulling out a set of keys. But as you can see already, this is a wonderful building set in the heart of downtown Atlanta. It's a prime shopping destination with plenty of restaurants and other stores nearby. She unlocks the dark oak door at the front entrance, leading us inside. Okay, this is nice. Okay. With a wax wooden floors and bright clean windows, it's clear this place is much better shape than my last. The seller shows us the entirety of the main floor quickly while still giving plenty of details about positive features of the site. By the time we return to the front of the shop, I'm convinced this place is my next stop. It's perfect, I whisper to Gray. I whirl around to face the seller agent, passing on a discerning, discerning expression. Well, if it's not perfect, I've seen a lot of other places this week, and this one clearly needs a little bit of work. The floors in the back need to be refinished, and the walls are outdated. I don't think this is worth the asking price of State Farm. Though the agent looks taken back, she quickly recovers. Two of us begin negotiations, arguing back and forth until we reach the number she says she'll bring to the client. Once that's concluded, she excuses herself, saying that Gray and I are welcome to look around a little longer on our own. Now alone with him, I trace my hand along the walls, trying to picture how displays should should be set up.
Hmm.
Remind me to take you with me next time I need a new car. Gray says with a smile. I shrug my shoulders. Never hurts to try, especially with a large purchase. Anyone can
Huh.
do it. But not everyone can do it well, Craig points out. True. Hey, speaking of large purchases, I hesitate for a moment before continuing. Have you heard anything about Ivan, about the
Hmm.
drugs? Ivan hasn't left police custody since he was arrested that day in the warehouse. As I heard, he was denied bail after his hearing. Wonderful news,
Hmm.
wonderful news. And besides, Gray Silver's eyes flash
Hmm.
as he pauses. He's not a threat to us anymore, even if he somehow was released. I got hold of his house key while he fought back then. And I've since destroyed all of the evidence he has against me. Good shit. No, it's all good news. It doesn't quite comfort me. There's something else that's on my mind. I just worry. I mean, there's so many people there that day. What if they wanted to avenge Ivan or take his place? Would they come after us? I question. Ray shakes his head
Hmm.
firmly. I promise you, you're safe now. It's all over. The police shut it down. When the money is gone, so are the opportunists. Ray says confidently. He walks over to me and moves in close, pulling a trail of kisses along my neck. For a moment, I close my eyes and enjoy the sensation of my body relaxing at his touch. But I know better than to get caught up in him right now. Careful, I say, spotting him playfully. I don't own this place yet.
Oh.
That's just a formality now, isn't it? Surely we can. I jump back from Gray's attempt to secure my waist in his grasp, giggling all the while. Not until the paperwork is signed,
Oh.
mister. You're no fun, Gray protests. At least meet me for drinks tonight to celebrate you making your first offer. Is that really something to celebrate? Shouldn't we wait until I have an accepted
Huh.
offer? I laugh. We'll go out then too. All right then. It's your money, I tease. Gray opens his mouth to say something, but then closes it abruptly. What? I ask
Yeah.
scarcely. Nothing, he says innocently. I place my hands onto my hips, not buying the
Oh.
act. It's a surprise, Gray smiles. And when will I get this surprise? My upturn to his lips increase until his smile turns
Hmm.
wicked. That's also a surprise. I fiend a groan, which he finds
Mm-hmm.
amusing. So drinks tonight. Let's meet at Wasted in an hour. See you then, I say. I kiss him on the neck. Kiss him on the cheek before leaving, wanting the full 60 minutes to prepare. When I walk into Wasted at the beginning of the night, the first thing I do is search for Greg. To my other bewilderment, I find him working behind the bar, dressed cleanly and pouring liquid into a shaker with confidence. I walk over to him in a daze, studying his movements closely. I cautiously approach the bar but stop a few feet away. Gray, I ask nervously. I call, my call catches his attention. He looks over at me with a proud smile on his
Huh.
face. You're here, he exclaims. Come sit down. Sliding into a seat at the far end of the bar, I look up at the still grinning Gray. Since when do you work
Huh.
here? I question. Since today, actually. The last guy quit after Riverside's brawl that took place here last month, and the owners have been desperate to find someone to fill his shoes. Gray smiles at me, a force of calm combating the shock I felt from seeing something unexpected. As a as that emotion settles, several powerful others take its place. Excitement, pride, and joy. Gray, this is amazing, I exclaim. What a great fit for you. You're so used to working nights, and I know you've mentioned mixing drinks during poker games before. I'm really, really happy for you, I smile. Gray's own smile is so strong it practically lights up the
Huh.
room. Thanks. That's sweet of you to say. So this was your
Hmm.
surprise, I asked? Well, not exactly. Before I could respond, I feel a sudden tap on my shoulder coming from behind. I swivel in my stool to find Sarah right behind me and Jed just a bit further away. Hey, I say, surprise, what a coincidence. I didn't expect to see you two here tonight. Sarah brows spirit furrows at my
Hmm.
words. What do you mean? We're all planning on meeting here tonight. Now it's my turn to look
Uh.
befuddled. You didn't tell her? Jed's ex Gray? Tell me what. I turn to stare at the silver eyed man behind the bar as
Huh.
well. It was a surprise, Gray explains.
Ah,
He asked everyone to come to here tonight to celebrate the end of all three gangs. Sarah asked, everyone? My eyes scan the room trying to discern my best friend's meeting. Upon closer examination, I spot numerous familiar faces on the dance floor and along the bar. This place is packed with members of Clanner Academy in the couple gangs. Nikki is among them. When he sees me staring at him from across the room, he smiles and waves hello.
Hmm.
Now that Ivan's out the picture, I figured it's time for you and I to retire from being the Phantom and Butterfly Mac.
Yeah.
We're going to embrace our new titles instead. Before I ask Ray what he means, he disappears into a room marked as staff only. And then, in the next moment, the volume of the loud music pumping through wasted speakers is had. As partygoers look around, confused, Ray emerges from the back room and grabs a champagne flute from underneath the bar. Armed with a fork, he clinks the glass until he has the attention of the room.
Huh.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. And those of you who weren't invited and happen to be hanging around here tonight, I apologize for the interruption. There's a free beer in it for you if you let me ramble on for a minute. And just like that, the room happily gives its attention over to Gray for the time being. Dozens of eyes are upon him as he steps out from behind the
Uh.
bar. Tonight we celebrate the first day the rest of our lives. He falls silent for just a moment, letting the anticipation build up.
Hmm.
Tonight marks the end of the Riverside gang that's been terrorizing Cleaner since our high school days. Ivan is gone, and after everything that happened, no one has wanted to take his place. As a result, the Riversiders decided to disband. The announcement incites some cheer from the crowd. Ray waits until they die down to continue. As the leader of the Capitals, I decided it's time for our gang to fall suit. Phantom is retiring, and we're all moving forward with our lives. Gray stares out in the audience with a stern look, as if daring the Capital to defy him. None do. Instead, my days will be better spent with Emiya-san, who's been trying to leave the gang life behind her for a decade now. As some eyes glance over at me, I straighten my posture and stare back, giving a brief nod, letting them know that Gray is communicating my wishes. My days as their gang leader are over. Ray briefly pauses his speech, looking at me to ask if there's anything I want to say. I'm happy to help you all if needed in your own lives, like you helped me, but that'll be as not as Butterfly Mac. The Cleaner Academy gang is no more. I broadcast clearly. Many of those from the academy nod in understanding. Together, we're going to start a new future. Grade's tone of voice lifts considerably, altering the atmosphere of the room along with it. If for Amy-san and I, that would be as boyfriend and girlfriend. As tears erupt amongst the audience once more, I feel a blush creep along my neck. We've never been officially labeled ourselves as a couple until this moment. I can't stop the goofy grin from spreading across my face as I watch Gray command the crowd. When I first met, damn, you finna tell the whole story, all right? When I first met Amy-san, I could see she was beautiful and confident. I wanted to get to know her, to spend time with her. As I did, I learned what lies underneath. Gray locks eyes with me, his warm gaze full of affection. Your determination, perseverance, and passion are all inspiring. You've made me want to be a better man, to seek out new opportunities. I wouldn't be standing here today without you. And trust me when I say there's nowhere else I'd rather be. I'm finally heading down a path I can be proud of. I blink back, the tears pulling at the corners of my eyes as I listen to Gray's kind words. To hear such high praises from the man I love and respect almost overwhelms me. As I beam at him, Gray smiles back before looking back at our now former gang mates to close out the speech. Oh, my mouth is dry. I need some water. Okay, any more? Just a little bit. So let's drink in celebration of starting the next phase of our lives. Everyone, the best is yet to come. All right. To Gray and Amy-san, Jed shouts. To the former Butterfly Mac and Phantom, Nikki yells. The power couple, Sarah cheers. As many among us, as many amongst us, the gathered group of gang mates echo the sentiment. Gray ducks back into the other room and restores the music to full blast. Some start to dance again, moving and swaying their bodies to the bass while Gray glides back behind the bar counter, and starts pouring beers. I lock eyes with Nikki, from the hallway across the room and begin to make my way over to him. So, I say, breaking the heist, Ivan was a drug dealer. Who would have thought? Nikki snores with amusement before becoming more
Uh,
serious. I have my suspicions, but never had anything concrete to go on. I wish I could have done more to stop him. When I think of all the lives that have been affected, Nikki shakes his head
uh,
separately. You and Gray did a great thing taking him down. I'm just glad Ivan drug trade hasn't affected my students. How are they? I asked. I remember many of them fondly from my days spent making costumes for the school
uh,
play. They're all good as adolescents get. Life is never perfect, but most of them have the appropriate ups and downs for their
uh,
age. And that's a good thing. We shouldn't want them dealing with the same stuff that us old people had to handle, Nikki says with a laugh. Uh, Tell me about it. I can't believe we're hitting our late 20s. The years seem to go by faster and faster outside. Tell me about it. If you would if you would have told me 10 years ago that I'd be dancing in a room with the capos today, I would have called you crazy. I would have called me crazy too, I laughed. As the two of us gaze out at the dance floor, chock full of mingling former Academy and DeCapo gang members, I've already started to feel nostalgic for this time. We put so much effort into helping each other, being there for one another. Now we're on our own to find a new pathway forward. We'll stick together, I'm sure of it. This isn't the last time we'll this is the last time we'll all get together, Nikki added confidently. I blinked, surprised by him practically reading my
mm,
mind. The things we've seen and done over the years, that's unique to this group of people. No one else will completely understand what it takes, what is what it's like to be a member of our gang. That's a powerful draw, Nikki explained.
uh,
Just wait. This will be the first time of many to come, Nikki assures me. I hope you're right. I say honestly. I know I am. He winks.
Mhm.
Come dance with me, Sarah shouts. She maneuvers around the dance floor until she comes upon Nikki and me. Where's Jed? I asked. I scanned the crowd for his tall form, eventually spotting him over by the bar with Gray.
Hmm.
I told him to get another drink for a while. I wanted to dance with my best friend,
uh,
Sarah grins. Go ahead, Nikki says. I was hoping to catch up with some friends before they left anyways. Are you sure? I asked. You could come
uh,
dance with us. Maybe in a little while. I wore myself out before Gray gave his speech. Nikki explained. See you guys later. Nikki takes his leave, abandoning me and Sarah in her infectious energy. I let go in an exaggerated sigh. You're impossible to say no to. I jokingly
Mhm.
complain. I take that as a compliment, Sarah beams. The two of us link arms and make our way to the dance floor, intent of having a good time. At this moment, amongst the massive friends and former game mates, loud music and mood lighting, I love my life. When Gray bumped into me on the street corner a decade ago, there's no way I could have possibly predicted the impact he'd have on my life. Hell, I didn't want him in my life at all. And though leadership of the Cleaner Academy gang was thrust upon me both then and now, it served us together and forced me to open up to him. I'm grateful for this chapter of my life, for having the opportunity to act as Butterfly Mac. I'm also relieved that it's closing, leaving me with Street Trends, Gray, and my friends to start anew. It finally feels like I have the opportunity to focus on what I want and what makes me happy. Starting now, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make the most of it. It's going to be one hell of a night. Good shit, good shit, good shit. Yeah, hold on. Let me get the screenshot. You know what I'm saying? We got to shout out to the developer, Selena, you know what I'm saying? Type shit. You know, let this play. These some good scenes, I gotta say. Good scenes. Y'all did a good job on the art. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Good shit. I need it. So what I'm hearing is I need to go back off stream and get that that last scene. Let me get that last scene for sure. All right, let me know if y'all liked it. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? I thought that shit was like a. I give this story. I give story a solid 9 out of 10. This one right here. Now, what I'm thinking is we do like not gonna lie, they story is longer shit. But I love it though. Like got good action, you know what I'm saying? Good little air scenes, everything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna play all the routes because whew, what I might do is just play oh gotta get a screenshot of that. Like the photo. Good shit, good shit. Hey, this is good. Uh-oh! I fuck with the outfit. I ain't gonna hold you. Uh-oh! Sorry, you have completed the route. Do you want to rate this story and fill out a few questions? Why not? Why not? Come on. Oh. Oh, like go on the website. Alright, fuck it. Thank you, please. Great route. Great route is the first route not written by me. Oh. Okay. Had a party halfway through. So Gwen took over. Her someone kinks to work out due to the original. Even the fix. I loved it. Right? How do you rate the romance in Grade Route? Very romantic. It got, you know, it's crazy. If she left out halfway through, it got romantic soon as she left. So, romantic. How would you rate the MCs? I rate the MC in Grade Route. I'll give her a 4, not a full 5. She kept fucking a little bit, but we good. Which ending did you get? Innocent or passionate? Oh, passionate. Yeah. Which version did you play? Is she? Favorite CGs? Ooh. This one was fire. And the bed was cool, but this one was fire. This one was good. Shit. That kiss one was fire. I'm elite. I fuck with you. Yeah, I fuck with the ending credit. I need to see this one right fucking now, bro. We're on the runway. Yeah, it was alright. But these ones, these are the top ones. Favorite side character. And favorite side character. Sarah was my name, main girl. But I might have to go with Jed. Jed was 100 to the end. That was my nigga, man. What? Jed, yup. Dislike side characters. Man. Fuck Ivan. He a bitch. What things you would like? What are the things you like to do? Alright, let's see. I love. Hold on, let's go back. I love the romance. Romance. And action that came with that was too much spacage. This story. Good shit. What are some things you disliked about Gray's Route? Well, Ivan came with the story. That's what made me, you know what I'm saying, it pulled out the emotion in me. So we can't just say Ivan. Then they'll just take that out. That's what makes the story kind of pop. Like, oh, But just like I was cool with it. I'll tell him nothing. Um, anything else you wish to comment? Not gonna lie. More scenes. I wanted some more scenes. I can tell you. All right, all right. Huh? You have completed one ending. If you unlock the other ending, you have to start from chapter 25 again. Play chapter 25? No. All right. All right, let's see how long we've been doing this. Oh, 2 8. Nigga's gonna be 3. We didn't do that bad. 2 hours. Then we got that shit done in 2 hours. Hey, I'm cool with that. All right, y'all. So what's gonna happen is I told y'all I'm doing it all night. So what I'm gonna do, since this is the end of Gray's route, which we absolutely loved, we ate that shit up. I'm gonna end this here, and then I'm gonna start a new one. Oh, I gotta record that one. Yeah, I gotta record that one. Or should I? Fuck. I don't know. Maybe I will record that one. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna end this stream. I'm gonna record the first episode. Why the fuck did it pause? I'm gonna record the first episode of the other dude I'm gonna pick, and then after that I'll stream the rest of it if it doesn't take that long. And that's it. Hope y'all like the stream.